guys, welcome back to another episode of Not Afraid to Garden. And this time in the garden right now, what's going on is the hydrangeas are blooming. So they're pretty much, I have a couple of hydrangeas out here, not within the garden, not within the fenced in area. And some of these, sometimes the deer sometimes nibble on them. But I think they're large enough where, I'm okay with it. So, but this first one that I want to show you guys, look how beautiful this is. Look at the pink little flowers on here. So this one I purchased as like a pinnacle hydrangea. And then the leaves, the flowers pretty much just, you get these little four little petal leaves around the flower itself here. And then this one is, again, as you guys can see, is pink. But look how beautiful this is. And I've had this one for a couple of years. And I believe that I purchased this, I want to say for $2. But I did purchase it off season. But again, for a couple of years now it's been growing here, but look how beautiful it has grown. And then at the end of the fall, I'll usually just prune this back, and I do prune it pretty much back, as you guys can see, because look how big it gets. So that's that one, and so that's my pink one. Then if you guys see this one here, so it's pretty much similar to that one that I have here, but this one, it's in purple. And again, but this one has the double bloom in the flowers. That one has just the single bloom petals, and this one has the double. So let's zoom in just a little bit on that flower so you guys can see the difference on there. But look how beautiful that is, guys. Almost look like a water lily. Look at that. That's gorgeous. So this one, and again, the deers every now and then they do come and kind of eat a little bit of this plant, but it's grown large enough that you really can't see where they nibble on. So this one I do cut back also because, again, the more I cut it back, then the stronger that it's going to be the following year. Not too far down, because if I cut this back too far down to the ground, the frost and the winter may kill it, which I've seen that happen to other people. So definitely don't cut it back close to the ground, just enough, maybe 12 to 14 inches. You can leave it, just cut enough to leave that. So those are the only two hydrangeas that I have out here. But then I've got a couple of other ones that I have in the garden itself. So let's make our way over there and I'll show you what I have. So as we're making our way to the garden, guys, I just wanted to show you the roses that I pruned back last year, remember? But look how beautiful they've come in. So this is the second bloom that they've had already. So they bloomed early summer, and now look how beautiful they are going. So they definitely need to be pruned. If you definitely want to be, remember, prune, just snip back as soon as the rose is done. So once the bloom is done, just snip down to the second leaf, so that way you can get another bloom, just if there are repeat blooms. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is the oak leaf hydrangea. So this is actually a baby from my mother plant. But this is the third year that this one has been here, and look how much it has grown, guys. It is gorgeous. I love this plant here. It's also given me privacy, again, from my neighbor from the other side over there. It just be, again, because I just look for privacy more in the garden. But look at the flowers here. Look how large these flowers are. Look how big. So these have bloomed quite a bit already. So now as the bloom is drying up, it's the flower, so now it's giving me that pink color. So it starts off with like a white creamy color, and then it makes its way to a beautiful pink color. But it's really odd because it gave me the flowers on the bottom instead of here. Actually, I have one back here. but you guys have seen, look, this gets pretty big, so you do have to prune this one back at the end of the summer, in the fall. Definitely not during the summertime because you're going to sacrifice the flowers that it has. And then I have, let me show you my first hydrangea that I ever purchased. So I've had this one for many years. Variegated hydrangea. Look how beautiful. Look at the leaves and the details that these leaves have. Now this one I like because the center is blue and the flowers are white, the little petals, the four little petals, and then the center of the petal is blue. So look how beautiful that is. Again, before I had the fence, this was the deer's favorite plant, hydrangea, and actually I never got any blooms until I got this fence. But for some reason, again, it only gave me 2 flowers, actually 3. There's another flower down there. So I can't wait to see that full one day. And then if you look on this side, here's another hydrangea. And look at the size of these petals. And look at that blue purple color that it has. And then if you look at the detail on these tiny little flowers in the center, look how gorgeous they are. They're like miniature little flowers within these flowers here. So I think that was the only flower that I got for this one. So again, with time, and this one has been here a couple of years, but with time, again, that will keep getting larger and I'll end up with more flowers. Let's make our way back here. So I want to show you the mother plant for that hydrangea back there. Did you guys see that bunny run across? I don't know if you guys got to catch this thing. Look, my wisteria flowered again. Remember, that's the one that I'm growing as a tree. So there's the mother plant, guys, but look how large that plant is. And that's, again, the oak leaf hydrangea. Now this one is already, the leaves are turning, so that's what I like about the oak leaf one, because those leaves will turn into that dark maroon color as it ages. But look at the blooms that it gave me up back there. So pretty soon those will start turning pink. And then, oh, I got one more hydrangea. And then, it's actually right back here, between the shed and the greenhouse. There she is. And look at the size of those flowers. Now I'll try to find the name of this one. I don't have the name of this one, and I'll put it on the bottom here. But this one did give me a couple of flowers here. The only thing is that they're so heavy, top heavy, that they'll end up, they fall down to the ground. And then this is a orange trumpet vine. So it hasn't flowered yet. Look at that. So I can't even imagine when those will start to flower. So I also wanted to show you the orange trumpet vines because they're in bloom right now. So orange trumpet vines are pretty much like the wisteria. They grow the same way. You can grow them as a vine and you can grow them as a tree. So I've actually, most of them I'm growing like trees because I don't want them to get invasive or out of hand if I let them grow as a vine. So let me show you what those look like now in the garden. Hey guys, so here's another one that I have, and this one's another one of my old hydrangeas, but this one is purple. That's a pretty deep purple, and it looks like just like the blue one we just saw. But again, you guys already know that the color of your flower is based on the on your soil, on the acidic you know, your soil, how much acidic it is. So again, I can give you a piece of this plant, and if you guys plant it in your own home, you may not get a purple. You'll end up probably either blue or pink, depending on what your soil is. So that's my purple one, and I can't wait till that one also gets pretty big and full with those purple flowers. So here is my trumpet vine tree. I call it a tree. You guys may see it. It's kind of hanging down like this, but I found this plant actually in the wooded area right behind me here many years ago, and all I did was I put a 4x4 in the center there, and then I trained the plant to grow up as a tree, and then I put a basket so that way it can kind of hang down, and that's what has happened here. So it has more like an umbrella effect. So now this is the time for the trumpet vine. So again, as you guys can see, look at how many flowers I got this year. Look how beautiful it is. Again, but the only problem with this, again, the bees are attracted to these. But I've also seen the hummingbirds in this area taking the nectar from the flowers. So I've allowed it to pretty much grow and just come down as an umbrella. But if you guys can see this whole area here, where the trumpet vine is growing, cascading down. And if I recall, I think I purchased a yellow trumpet vine, and I have it growing on that same 4x4, but no flowers yet. So with time, I'm assuming within maybe another year or two, I may see the yellow ones also growing together with this orange one. And I also have it growing over here. So I started to grow here also the same way, more like an umbrella. So all I did was I attached it to that plastic pole there that I put on there, and then every now and then, so I just kind of snip it, just prune it, cut it back. That way it doesn't get too invasive. And then I got trumpet vines this year on here. And actually, if you take a little peek where the pond is, right over the pond, look where it's hanging right over the pond also. Isn't that cool? So you can just kind of just walk right in to where the pond is, and you're standing right underneath it. And then I have it growing here, a little bit like a vine heading towards the tub. So it's actually heading down that way to here. So again, I've got the basket here where it will cascade down just a little bit. I won't let it grow too far down because this is my entrance to my tub. But I'm just letting it grow just a little here, and I'll cut it here. I won't let it take over, only because I want to see the trumpet vines in front of this here, of this tub. So again, I have been, see that, as you guys can see, I have been snipping it there just to keep it pretty much, just in this area here. So these trumpet vines, again, grow them just like the wisteria, but wisteria flowers first, and then you get the trumpet vines around this time. So that's what's going on in my garden, along with a couple of other things that I bring videos on those other plants later on. So yeah, guys, so if you guys want to definitely just grow the trumpet vines just like wisteria, keep an eye on them. Don't let them get out of control, because both plants can definitely take over your garden, and you definitely do not want that. So just snip throughout the summer, once it flowers, and just cut it back a little bit, and then in the fall, cut it back a little more, so that way for the following year it's ready to give you those flowers. So yeah, so that's what's going on. So guys, thank you definitely for checking out my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to check out my Instagram, where I post a lot of these plants and just bring you a little more updates on what's going on more frequently. If you guys have any questions on any of these plants, just leave me any comments that you might have, any questions you might have, and I'll be glad to definitely get back to you. So thank you for checking out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button.